Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Lexus GX550. This is the Overtrail model. Huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this luxury SUV for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. So this Overtrail is finished off in eminent white pearl. MSRP is just over $73,000. Now this is powered by the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. It's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 349 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the four-wheel drive system. This weighs in right around 5,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds with a top speed of 109 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 21 gallons. You'll expect to see around 15 miles per gallon in the city, 21 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 112 inches. Its overall length is 197. It has a width of 83, a height of 75.5. Its ground clearance measures in at 8.9 inches, and it also has an approach angle of 26 degrees, a breakover angle of 24 degrees, and a departure angle of 22 degrees. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, for the Overtrail model, this is equipped with the 33-inch tires along with those 17-inch wheels. It also features the electronic kinetic dynamic suspension system, or KDSS, which is common in a lot of Lexus models. So very capable for an off-roader and going through those situations. Now let's start up front, where the Lexus badge is also the forward sensor. There's also a forward-facing camera as well, just to give you some better visibility. The entire grille is finished off in gloss black, and I really like how there's not that prominent surround like in previous Lexus models, but it's a nice distinction with the white and the gloss black to still give it that hourglass design. Now this also is equipped with LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals, along with the LED fog lights in the lower section with the gloss black trim. There's also some more cutouts just underneath the grille, along with more of the bodywork there, and then a different color accent for that lower section. Really nice bulges on both sides of the hood too, and then we do have a skid plate underneath for some added protection. Now as we work our way to the side, I think the wheels give it a really nice look. There's also the fender arches, which are finished off in plastic there. Great design for those. I do wish that this Overtrail model came with some rock sliders. We have the fixed side steps right there, along with some more of the plastic in the lower trim there. This has a pretty boxy set for the gloss black mirrors, which have the turn signal along with a camera system. And then this truck is equipped with the optional roof rack system. There's a sunroof up top as well. That roof rack is about $1,500. And then as you can tell, we have crawl control, we have the multi-terrain select, the wheels, even the heated and trimmed seats, which we will get to here soon. There's also gloss black for the door handles there, and a really nice boxy design. A lot of SUVs are going towards that look, and I think all of the proportions are really great for this luxury off-roader. Now in back, this has a gloss black spoiler up top with the integrated third brake light. There's also the wiper blade, LED taillights with that bar that runs through the power liftgate there. This is also capable of towing right around 9,000 pounds, which is very impressive. There's a backup camera, all of these sensors as well. And then as we work our way to the cargo space, you can actually open up the rear glass. So push on that control. You can open this up so you can quickly grab any items in the back if you have some smaller items and you don't need the entire liftgate up. Now you can also push the button underneath or use the key fob for the liftgate. The window is only operable from that one control there. Now, for the Overtrail and the Overtrail Plus, this is a two-row SUV. The lower trim levels have the third row option. For the Overtrail, there is no third row. You have tons of cargo space. There's even some storage underneath the floor where you can place some items as needed. But as you can tell, there's cup holders still where the third row would be, so Lexus has decided to keep those. There's also an area where you can place the cover and a 12-volt over on that one side, as well as a ton of tie-down hooks so you can secure any items that you need to. Up top, normal controls for a power liftgate, closing and locking it as well. Now, as we work our way to these back seats, we have a very nice door panel. Pretty simple. You have a little bit of storage in the lower section, as well as some brushed accents, and then the release handle and window control. And then take a look at the two-tone design for these seats with a cool pattern in the upper section there. And then there's a grab handle along with that side step, which makes it very easy to enter. And at 5'10", I have plenty of space. We have air vents in the middle along with some auxiliaries. There's also storage pockets behind those seats. And then at my height, even with the seat all the way up, I have about a ½ inch to an inch or so, but these seats do recline and go all the way back. So that gives you a lot more headroom, of course, a lot more comfort to relax in these back seats. And then right in the middle, there's the armrest along with 2 cup holders. And here's a look at visibility. You have very large windows, so it's really not hard to see around this entire vehicle. Very boxy, very squared off, so those windows give you a lot of light. Now the door panel up front has all of the window controls, side mirror adjustments, which are power folding, and then a lot more storage in that lower section. You get the same design for these 2-tone front seats. They are power operated, so all those controls are down on the side. And what I like that you get the grab handle for your driver, which is very helpful. Now the steering wheel is finished off in leather with some more of those brushed accents. Paddle shifters are on both sides. On this right side, there's cruise. Along with your distance pacing, you have mode and tuning, lane keeping assist. On the left side, there's your Bluetooth and voice commands along with volume, and then these arrows for the digital gauge cluster. So we will start this up, where now we can go through that information. While it comes to life, you'll notice this sensor right here. That will help your facial recognition to make sure that you are paying attention, of course. And then as we go through the digital gauge cluster now, you will notice that the tach is front and center, along with your miles per hour. On the right side, you do have a little bit of information. And then on the left side, you will notice that we have some trip information along with some engine vitals. Now you can also customize 3 pages here. So that is page 1. We can scroll over to page 2, where you will notice it changed slightly again. And then we have page 3, where you will pull up some more vitals. Now, if you hold on OK, you can actually customize the information that you would like to see. So you can go through the center there and pull up all of that. You can go over to the right side and adjust all of that. And then over on the left side, you can adjust all of that. So just depending on what you're doing for the day, you can pull up all this information and have 3 presets for this gauge cluster. So it's nice that they are all configurable to show you something different. Whether you're off-roading, towing, or daily driving, you can have all of those ready to go. Now on this left side, there's the odometer along with some dimmer switches. You do have some safety controls along with that power outlet. You have the liftgate release, and then the hood is in the lower section there. Really nice brushed accent for that one air vent. This even has a head-up display, so it's showing miles per hour, what gear you're in, speed limit sign, as well as the lane keeping assist. And then we have a pretty boxy front end with the steep rake of this windshield and the large dash there. Gives it a great look. And then right in the middle, we have the infotainment system with all these shortcuts on the left side. So you can quickly get through all of this. You can get into your driver assistance, look at all of the standard safety features that you can go through and activate. So very helpful to have that. You have trip information, even off-roading information. So you have your brake along with your accelerator, and then pitch and roll, and how you have the transfer case there. There's also tire pressure, so you can pull that up as well. And then you have some general settings that you can go through just depending on how you want to set this up. Now in the lower section of this touchscreen system, we have all the climate adjustments, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You have where you'd like the air to go, along with some more climate information that you can further adjust. And you can even push on those 6 squares there and get into your frequently used. So you have all of your safety information, you have your seats, you can also get into your head-up display along with some more driving information, and you have a second page for that. So very helpful to see that. Fan speed is in the lower section, and then the temperature dials are on both sides. Now there's also defrosters, you have power and volume for the audio, 2 air vents underneath that. On the right side, you have an auxiliary and then 2 more above that. On this left side, you'll notice that we have tow and haul along with traction control, and then you have a mode selector for the different driving modes. Take a look at how many you get with this Overtrail. There's Eco, Comfort, you have Normal, there's also Sport S, Sport S Plus, and then you have a custom mode as well. So depending on the throttle response that you need, the driving mode will accommodate that. There's also another shortcut to the drive mode there, and then you have the multi-terrain select along with the downhill assist and crawl control. So very helpful for a vehicle like this. If we put this into reverse now, this is where you can get the backup camera along with these guidelines, which is very helpful. Now the forward-facing camera will appear once you are in 4-wheel drive. We're on the pavement right now, so we won't be doing that, but it's going to give you the same graphics that you saw for that rear-facing camera. You can also shift using the shifter or the paddle shifters like I showed. There's the e-brake along with auto hold, and then you do have your 4-wheel drive here. So you can go from 4 high to 4 low. There's a center lock and a rear locker for this SUV. You get a little bit of storage in front of the armrest along with 2 cup holders. You can actually close those if you would like to. And then this has the cooler for the center armrest. So you can push on that for the cool box, put your items in there, keep them cool while you are on the trails having some fun adventures. You get plenty of storage space along with a little bit of storage just above that. There's garage door buttons on the rear view mirror and then some dome lights up top along with the adjustments for that sunroof. So the sunshade is manual adjusting, and then you have the rest of those controls. And here's a look at visibility from the driver's seat, very open feeling. And then over the left shoulder, you can easily see around. Now, we won't be getting this exact GX out on the road, so we'll hop into another one here in just a second. But as far as the Overtrail goes, with these off-road tires being a little bit larger, they're going to sound very similar. Being a factory tire, there's going to be no road noise, wind noise, anything like that. But this is a really neat trim level. If you're looking for something with the off-roading technology and you want the luxury, it's a perfect blend of both. So let's hop into a GX550 and see how it does on the road. So now that we are finally behind the wheel for the 2024 Lexus GX550, this has been a vehicle that I know has been very well anticipated with Toyota and Lexus enthusiasts. For the 3rd generation, we finally have a refresh, actually a brand new update and redesign for the GX series. Now, this was first introduced in 2002, and the 2nd generation actually went about 12 or 13 years before we now have this 3rd generation here, and I think it looks really cool. And aside from that, now that we're driving it, this is a really cool feeling SUV. Now, this is geared towards being a mid to full-size luxury SUV, so it's kind of in the middle between being a little too small and not quite big enough. But it handled that turn very well, and I like how upright you feel in this SUV. With kind of how boxy it is, the windshield has a very steep rake to it, so you can see a lot of that hood, which is also going to be beneficial taking this off-road. It doesn't seem like it's that wide. So for people who want to do overlanding, you might not be doing hardcore off-roading, but you might be overlanding, putting on rooftop tents, something like that. A lot of Toyota and Lexus owners like to do camping trips or adventures like that. This is going to be something that seems to be small enough to be able to handle tight situations like that. It's so easy to drive, and it feels like it should, being a Lexus, being well refined, having a pretty smooth suspension to it. It's absorbing all these bumps very well, and it's also very quiet. This would absolutely make for a great daily driver, and honestly, I feel really good behind the wheel. This thing feels so cool. The seats are also very comfortable too. I will say, as far as visibility goes, with maneuverability, things like that, I have the headrest up for that 3rd row directly behind me, and if both of them were up, you're going to have a little bit of trouble seeing through. I wish it had the 360 camera or the digital camera in the rear view mirror, so that way if you had 3rd row passengers, you don't have to worry about those rear facing blind spots. So something minor, maybe that'll come. Maybe that's an option that I'm just not seeing it for this model. But let's slow it down now. Let's put it into sport mode, and we can use these paddle shifters here. And from 2nd gear, let's give it some gas. Not all that bad. Paddles seem pretty responsive. That was just a minor acceleration. And as far as its handling goes, you know, this isn't a 0 to 60 vehicle. It's not something you're taking around turns quickly, but it handled that well. And from 2nd gear, here we go. Sounds pretty good too, but that was a nice mild acceleration up to speed. Twin turbo V6 has a good exhaust note to it, but at the same time too, this is a luxury SUV, so it's not something to be crazy loud, but you can hear it under a mild acceleration there. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel now for the all-new GX550. Hopefully you can tell from this angle just how steep that windshield is, as well as how thin these pillars are here. So it's very easy to see forwards, at least. You can even see in between the pillar and that side mirror there. And then just as I've shown earlier with the different angles, with the amount of glass that this has, it's definitely easy to see over, minus the headrests when they're up in the back. but this has been driving so smooth. I have a few miles on it, and honestly, I don't have any complaints. There's a coyote, wow. I don't have any complaints with this. It feels very smooth. It's what you'd expect for this luxury vehicle. Seats are in a good spot too. You can definitely get nice and comfortable. And I feel like for this 24-year model, it has a lot of nice standard safety features, a lot of creature comforts that would make this a great daily driver. It's not overboard in the amount of technology either. We have that forward-facing camera too, which is very helpful. But it's a nice modern update without a million different things to go through. So tech-wise, I think it's spot on with not having too much and not having not enough, of course. Now, I will also be making a buyer's guide for the GX550. So if you'd like to see more history about this entire vehicle from its first generation and introduction all the way to the third gen that we are in right now, take a look at that separate video if you want to learn more about this vehicle in general. But definitely a cool new vehicle, and I can see why this is going to be appealing. It's already a very popular vehicle, especially at the dealer I'm at. So many people are coming in to take a look at this, so it's awesome that I got a chance to check this out for just a little bit. But this is a very, very popular Lexus SUV. I'm surprised at the popularity in person, but I can see why. This is a great size, and it would be fun to daily drive. But that is going to wrap it up for the all-new 2024 Lexus GX550. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for letting me take a look at this all-new luxury-focused SUV. Check out their website. Also give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.